Are self-love practices absolutely necessary to manifest your desires? Self-love is, of course, loving ourselves, but it's not limited to taking selfies or buying ourselves our favorite food, favorite dress, jewelries, or tour tickets, solo dates, grooming ourselves like hair care, skin care, etc. Of course, self-love includes all these aforementioned things, but it's actually much deeper than that. Let's understand the real meaning of self-love today. Today we will go step by step into the deepest meaning of self-love. Self-love in the primary level means taking care of our body and mind through doing external things or buying external things, just like the things I mentioned before. But when we go to deeper self-love means self-awareness. Self-awareness is understanding myself and being aware of my thoughts, beliefs and patterns. Being aware of my stories, my habitual tendencies, my behavioral patterns. Being aware of the parts of me that are not serving me. Being aware of my trauma responses. For example, in the first phase of me realizing myself, when I started practicing self-love and self-awareness, I realized that I carry a lot of beliefs about myself which don't serve me. I always used to believe that I am not enough, I am not good enough, and everybody is judging me. Everybody is being critical. I need to prove myself. I need to prove my worth. I need to do something to prove my value. I need to earn validation from others in order to exist. Understanding these deep-rooted beliefs which we develop while growing up is the first form of self-awareness. This is living life in survival mode. This is living life in defensive mode. And we live under so much trauma that we don't even know, that we don't even realize. And because of these limiting beliefs, our lives become miserable. We try to cope with them by developing different coping mechanisms. These are our habitual trauma responses. For example, starting to fight or being very angry, trying to manipulate others, trying to please others, going into a freeze mode, feeling like not getting up, procrastinating, etc. Realizing all these things is self-awareness, and self-love is choosing to let them go. Self-love is also self-compassion. While we realize and be aware of our patterns and beliefs and conditions, self-love is dealing with them with compassion and unconditional love. Observing the slightest tendency to judge ourselves when these patterns come back again and again. Treating ourselves like a child, like a baby who doesn't know how to deal with life. Because these behavioral patterns, these trauma responses we have developed during our childhood and we used to feel unsafe. Self-love is compassionately bringing us back to safety, bringing our body back to safety, without judging, without blaming, without guilt-tripping, allowing our emotions to just be, expressing our emotions fully. The next step is self-validation. Validating our emotions and pains, validating our behaviors, validating our fear, anxiety, depression, sometimes by seeking help from others, sometimes by ourselves, by practicing different self-validation practices. For example, EFTs or nervous system works or somatic practices, journaling, or just allowing ourselves to be. Self-love is unconditionally loving ourselves and compassionately bringing ourselves back to safety. While we face challenges in day-to-day life, we get frustrated, or in the manifestation journey, we get frustrated. In the spiritual awakening journey, we get frustrated. Self-love is self-validation in this way. Self-love, in its deepest form, above it all, is realizing our true nature, is realizing who we really are. That all the thoughts, beliefs and patterns and behaviors, trauma responses, etc., all these are true. My frustration, my depression, my anxiety, my emotions, everything is true. Everything is happening. Everything is there. But all these are not me. All of them is something which I am aware of. I am aware of depression. I am aware of sorrow. I am aware of my behaviors. I am aware of anxiety. I am aware of trauma responses. I am feeling sad. I am not sadness. I am aware of the feeling of sorrow. I am aware of the feeling of sadness. I am feeling depressed. I am not depression. I am aware of the feeling of depression. I am aware of the feeling of frustration. Self-love in its deepest form is realizing that all these things which are taking place in me, but I am not that. They are taking place within me. I am being aware of it. I am not the one who I think I am. It's realizing that there is no self who is sad, but there is only awareness, being aware of the feeling of sorrow. And sorrow is taking place in awareness. It's coming and going. Just like every other emotion, every other thought, every other pattern, every other behavior, trauma responses or sensations. Self-love in its highest form is self-inquiry, realizing who I really am and choosing to be aware of being aware, coming back to the real me again and again and again, and realizing that I am not the one I thought I was. I am divine love. There is no separate self experiencing it all. There is only awareness taking different forms, including the form of a thought, the form of a sensation, the form of a belief, the form of a pattern. Self-love in its highest form is realizing that I am divine love. But this doesn't mean when you realize who you truly are and you find out the real you find out that you are awareness. You don't do all the previous mentioned self-love practices because life is not linear and spiritual awakening or self-realization, these are also not linear. You have your down days, you have your depressing moments when you get too identified with the experience and you forget yourself who you are. And at that moment, at that time, you can always choose to connect back to I am. But if you feel extreme resistance in doing that, then you can again be self-compassionate and go back to the previous mentioned practices like EFT or journaling or praying or meditation or somatic practices or working out, whatever you feel like doing at that moment. So now to answer the question, is self-love absolutely necessary? This self-love practice is absolutely necessary while manifesting our desires or to reach a state of detachment or live in the end. I would say self-love practices can be really helpful in dealing with your day-to-day life, and we should not make it a means to an end. Don't practice self-love practices in order to reach somewhere. Love yourself enough to practice this without any purpose, because life is not about reaching somewhere or manifesting your desire. Life is about living peacefully and happily now, and self-love practices definitely help you do that. I hope you liked today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts, your opinions. I'm always eager to know that. You can connect with me through Facebook or Instagram. You can find the links below in the description. And if you are looking for a helping hand in navigating your life and your life situations or manifesting your desires effortlessly, or if you want to learn how to live peacefully, how to find enlightenment, or want to learn about non-duality, DM me for one-on-one coaching or for a free discovery call with me. I love you all so much. Bye-bye.